Is it allowable? Biblical series. Is smoking allowable biblically? Satan is the father of a lie, and he and his demons have been very diligent in spreading lies and hiding history. The history of smoking is one of those hidden histories that has been very well hidden and buried. Herb is for meat. Regarding smoking herbs, many people quote Genesis 1:29, and it states, "And Elohim said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." If we read closely, however, we'll see that the fruit of the tree yielding seed should be used for meat, that is, to be eaten, not to be smoked. The next scripture, often used to justify the smoking of herbs, is Psalms 104:14, and it states, "He causes the grass to grow for the cattle, and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth." Once again, the scripture speaks clearly of herb being used for food, not for smoke. Herb used for food is beneficial. It feeds us. But there are no benefits to smoking herbs. Yah did not design our bodies to inhale smoke. 2. The act of smoking is not given to people. The act of smoking is not given to people. People are earthly, having terrestrial bodies, while heavenly beings like angels have celestial bodies. For our terrestrial bodies, smoking and fire are detrimental. People are not fire or smoke based. Rather, we are water and blood based. That was shown upon the death of the Messiah. Prior to his death, the Messiah Yeshua walked the earth as a terrestrial earthly man. John 19:34 states, "But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water." 1 John 5:6. "This is he that came by water and blood, even Yeshua the Anointed One, not by water only, but by water and blood." There's a great difference in celestial and terrestrial bodies. The bodies of the celestial beings, angels, can take on the form of fire, while our terrestrial bodies are harmed by fire, as well as by smoke. We are shown this throughout Scripture. 1 Corinthians 15:40 states, "There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another." Let's read about the fiery appearance of angels. Exodus 3:2 states, "And the angel of Yah appeared, and unto him," Moses, "in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush." Ezekiel 1:13 states, "As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning." Revelations 4:5 states, "And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of Yah." Hebrews 1:7 states, "And the angels," he said, "who maketh his angels spirits, and his ministers a flame of fire." It seems all types of celestial beings can take on the form of fire. Even celestial horses and celestial chariots are made of fire. 2 Kings 2:11 states, "Behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven." We are also shown in 2 Samuel, also rewritten in Psalms 18, how Yah himself exhaled smoke from his nostrils and fire from his mouth when he saved King David from his enemies. 2 Samuel 22. "And David spake unto Yah, and I will call upon Yah, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. In my distress I called upon Yah and cried to my Elohim, and he did hear my voice. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of heaven moved and shook because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and a fire out of his mouth devoured. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them that hated me, for they were too strong for me. Smoking defiles our bodies. Smoking is known to harm nearly every organ in the body, and it is the cause of many diseases, including cancer, heart disease, stroke, lung diseases, diabetes, reproductive diseases, eye diseases, and immune diseases, including rheumatoid arthritis. The book of Proverbs briefly reminds us of the negative effects of smoke even to our eyes. Proverbs 10:26 states, "As vinegar to the teeth and as smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to them that send him." The first book of Corinthians explains to us that we are not to defile the temple of Yah. 1 Corinthians 3:16 states, "Know ye not that you are the temple of Elohim, and that the Spirit of Elohim dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of Elohim, him shall Elohim destroy. For the temple of Elohim is holy, which temple you are." 1 Corinthians 6:20 also states, "For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify Elohim in your body and in your spirit, which are Elohim's." 4. Smoking imitates burnt offerings. Mankind's desire to intentionally and selfishly inhale smoke, whether it be in the form of cigarettes or electronic vapes or hookah pipes or incense sticks, is out of order. These actions imitate burnt offerings, but not to the Most High Yah. These burnings, cigarettes, vapes, hookah, and incense, are burnt offerings to ourselves. This type of self-worship is further examined in the following video clip.
People were calling themselves vape gods. You see that religious spirit? You see that demon worship from way back in Egypt and way back in the Middle East and in India has its roots right here in America and all over the earth. The temples are the vape lounges. And this is where they come together and pay homage to the ancient demon gods and offer up their mist. So they come to these vape lounges, and they're everywhere now. You notice that vape stores and vape lounges are everywhere, even in the malls. It's because it's their church. This is a mockery. Don't forget it. I said, okay, if there's vape gods and the lounges are the temples, what about the rituals? I started to find these videos where people that vape will start doing certain dance moves, and they're blowing the vape smoke mist out of their mouth. And what they're doing is they're making certain shapes and circles, and that's when it hit me. These are the rituals, and they're actually performing witchcraft ceremonies with the mist and the vape and the smoke. They even call it air bending. That air bending is part of the New Age. So you have the vape gods, you have the temples, you have the rituals. You can clearly see the agenda to push the hookah to be popular in society, whether on TV shows and cartoons and movies. Now you see it in restaurants, in literal bars dedicated to this ritual. And it's become so popular and normal as a way of life that people are doing it in their cars, by the pool. You can't even get a haircut without seeing this ritual of the hookah taking place. It is quite clear how the music industry is playing a very important role with this agenda of the hookah ritual.
Are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What say I then? That the idol is anything? Or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
The choice to inhale smoke and the odors it produces is similar to the choice that Adam and Eve made. The serpent told them that eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge would result in them being as gods, like celestial beings. Genesis 3:4 states, "And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." Adam and Eve desired to be like celestial beings, so they ate the fruit. We today smoke and burn incense for ourselves as if we were celestial beings, wrongly desiring the trappings of a celestial being. 5. Burning of incense is burnt offerings. The word incense comes from the Latin word incendere, which means to burn. The burning of incense and herbs produces smoke and odors and is deeply spiritual, while the burning of candles is simply for light and sight. Since ancient times, the burning of incense for the purpose of creating smoke and odors has always been for spiritual purposes. Revelations 8:3 states, "And another angel came and stood at the altar, and there was given unto him much incense that he should offer it." The Most High God Yah required the burning of incense as an offering to him alone. Let's read Leviticus 16:13. "And he, Aaron, shall put the incense upon the fire before Yah, that the cloud of incense may cover the mercy seat that is upon the testimony." Burnt offerings to Yah had to be of specific herbs and offered in specific manners. The first king of Israel, Saul, lost his kingship after offering a burnt offering to Yah. King Saul was not of the tribe of Levi. Yah is a holy Elohim and requires order. Only the Levites were permitted to offer this burnt offering. King Saul was impatient and offered the offering himself instead of waiting for the Levite priest, Samuel, to return and offer it. 1 Samuel 13:5 states, "And the Philistines gathered themselves together to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots. And the men of Israel saw the people did hide themselves in caves. And he," King Saul, "tarried 7 days, according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. And Saul said, Bring hither a burnt offering unto me. And he offered the burnt offering. And as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came. And Samuel said, What have you done? And Saul said, You came not within the days appointed. I forced myself, therefore, and offered a burnt offering." 1 Samuel 13:13 states, "And Samuel said to Saul, You have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of Yah thy Elohim. He hath commanded thee, for now would Yah have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever. But now thy kingdom shall not continue. Yah hath sought him a man after his own heart, David, to be king over his people, because you have not kept that which Yah has commanded you." The commandment that Samuel spoke of is found in Deuteronomy 12, verse 13. "Take heed to thyself, that you offer not thy burnt offerings in every place, but in the place which Yah shall choose, in one of thy tribes, Levi. You shall do all that I command thee." Uzziah was another Israelite king that learned not to burn the incense. King Uzziah ruled over Judah and was not an evil king. He did that which was right in the sight of Yah. But when he transgressed the law by thinking to burn the incense to Yah, he was severely punished with the plague of leprosy, even until his death. 2 Chronicles chapter 26 and 3. Uzziah reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. He did that which was right in the sight of Yah. 2 Chronicles 26 and 16. His, Uzziah king of Judah, heart was lifted up to his destruction, for he transgressed against Yah his Elohim, and he went into the temple of Yah to burn incense upon the altar of incense. And Azariah the priest went in after him, and with him 80 priests of Yah that were valiant men. And they withstood Uzziah the king, and said unto him, It appertaineth not to thee, Uzziah, to burn the incense unto Yah, but to the priests, the sons of Aaron, that are consecrated to burn incense. Go out of the sanctuary, for you have trespassed. Neither shall it be for thine honor from Yah Elohim. Then Uzziah, while he was wroth with the priests, the leprosy even rose up in his forehead in the house of Yah from beside the incense altar. Even another king, Uzziah's son, King Jotham, learned from his father's trespass not to burn the incense. He went so far as to never even enter the temple of Yah. 2 Chronicles 27 and 1 states, Jotham reigned 16 years in Jerusalem, and he did that which was right in the sight of Yah, according to all that his father Uzziah did. Howbeit, he entered not into the temple of Yah. Satan desires to be like the Most High. Satan has desired to have the incense burned in honor of himself. This is why Satan has historically promoted ancient societies to make burnings for him and his demons. The pagan symbols and deities printed on many of the incense packages show who they honor. The Hebrews, too, were often found guilty of burning incense to other gods. Jeremiah 1 and 16 states, And I will utter my judgments against them who have forsaken me and have burned incense unto other gods, and worshipped the works of their own hands. Jeremiah 44 and 8. Ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense to other gods. The use of burning incense is further examined in the following video clip.
Have you ever wondered about the intoxicating aroma of incense and its historical roots? Let's embark on a journey back in time, where our story begins in the ancient civilizations of Egypt, India, and China. These societies were the first to recognize the transformative power of incense. In Egypt, incense was a bridge to the divine, used in religious ceremonies to please the gods. In India, it was a key component in religious rituals. The importance of incense in pagan rituals has been recognized for centuries. Historically, pagans have harnessed the power of incense as a medium to access divine beings and nymphs. The fragrant smoke produced an environment that facilitated spiritual activities, transforming the abstract into more tangible.
Incense first started being used in 3700 BC with the Egyptians, actually, which is kind of surprising because I always thought it was kind of an Asian thing. But like you said, I also grew up in a pretty Buddhist household, so there's always incense lit for the altars and during Buddhist holidays and so forth. And I guess I always associated it with just Buddhism and just being able to talk to the gods and so forth.
Incense is basically, it's almost a form of communication to the other side. So there's an element of yin and yang.
You know, they say that there is a spiritual reason why you light the incense. They think that the rings of the smoke carries up your prayers to the gods and also to your ancestors and so forth.
So on a spiritual front, when asked, why do you burn incense, or what occasions do you burn incense for, a lot of the answers that we've found are either during yoga practice, to help meditate, to help unwind.
The use of incense spans across many cultures and civilizations, serving as a powerful symbol in various rituals and ceremonies. Often associated with purification and sanctity, Incense is believed to create a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. In ancient Egypt, incense was used in offerings to deities, believed to carry prayers to the heavens. In East Asia, particularly in China and Japan, incense plays a central role in meditation and ancestral worship.
Yah has scattered our nation to the four corners of the earth, and today it is our prayers that are the incense presented before Yah. Let's read. Psalms 141, verses 1 and 2. Yah, I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. We are terrestrial beings made of water and blood. We are not celestial beings made of fire and smoke. We cannot desire the smoke that defiles our bodies, and we cannot desire to burn offerings to ourselves, whether by the act of smoking or by the act of burning incense. Praise Yah. The next subject that we intend to study in this series, Is It Allowable Biblically?, is the subject of marijuana and marijuana edibles.